Greetings, Chris Zirkle. I'm a digital learning coordinator for the Southwestern area. This video is specifically for the Southwestern area schools, and we're going to be going over the fun and functional features of Canvas presentation. It's meant for you to follow along and interact with, so we're going to have you join a course. I'm in my Canvas dashboard now, and you can see here I have some course cards. My very first course is a Southwestern area course that we'll have you join. When we're brought into a course, we are brought into a home page. And the home page is something you can customize. You'll go through that in training. So I have a banner here, and just below that is the bit.ly to join this course. So you want to join this course so you can interact with the module that I'm going to walk you through now. I'm going to click on the communications module here. I just want to kind of show you what is in this course that you just joined. Let me collapse all of the modules here. And Canvas Conversations, those are just a few podcasts that we have for you to listen to. We'll be adding some more of that. This is Getting Started with Canvas. Here are links to all the resources, training that the district has provided, all the courses. Here are some sample structure ways to organize your course. Communications and assessment courses are here, and just in a different format, kind of a boot camp style. So this is in addition to what the county has provided. I've just taken what's in there and have provided it in a kind of a little bit of a different point of view. And maybe I get into some things that weren't covered, like the tour of the interface, things like that. But you really want to scroll down here to fun and functional features in Canvas, right? And this is what we're going to be going through. And you feel free to just pause and interact with different things as we go through. So if I click on adding icons, the first lesson, we're going to see that we can use the Windows key and period key at the same time, and this box will pop up. And your cursor needs to be in something that you're about to type into. If you just hit Windows P and the box pops up, if your cursor isn't somewhere where you can actually type, it's not going to function. So have your cursor ready to type something, then hit Windows P. This will come up, then search that. And you can actually find whatever you want, and you can increase the size of these because they're read as a font. And so just like you increase font sizes, you can increase the size of these. And here's just a little demo. You'll see more of how we use them in our lessons within our modules and our resources and discussions and assessments and things like that. Now, the lessons are chunked out. You saw when I first clicked into the module, there was a whole bunch of them, or a list of them, and we get this next button down here, which takes us to the next lesson or previous. So it kind of chunks everything. So we're going from top down. So let's hit next to advance to the next resource, which happens to be a page. And Immersive Reader works beautifully on pages. Immersive Reader, I'll go ahead and click on it up here at the top here and activate it. And basically, it will read to the students. If I push play,
Immersive Reader.
It starts to read. You can go ahead and adjust the speed if that's something that is necessary. And of course, choose the voice that you prefer. And then if you click on a word, it can be pronounced to you. You can listen to that, just that word. And then if we come over here, here are our choices, our menu options. So text preferences, text size, spacing, font. I like a darker backdrop. You can select other colors as well. If we select in the middle, then we get the parts of speech, and syllabus can be turned on. I'll turn on nouns. And if I go to the book and I turn on or off the picture dictionary and I choose a language, I'm going to choose language here, just going to scroll down and choose a language, and I'm going to have it do the whole document. When I select the whole document, and just play with this isn't meant to be a training at all. This is just like quickly, here's what it looks like. So that's why I'm going so fast. It's not meant to be, it's a demonstration. But if I look at the original on the left, I can see it in English, and in whatever language I chose on the right, it'll then switch to that. And if you see different words, they have different pictures, and they have the pronunciations.
Está. Are.
And then you can go into this as well. And sometimes you'll get images for something that has more than one connotation, and that way students can see how it may be used in different ways. So that is a brief look at Immersive Reader, and you can see here it's accessible at the top of the right page at the right hand corner, and with Pages it works beautifully. If you use it with assignments, then it can get a little bit disabled when you use Google LTI. So just think of Immersive Reader with Pages, and taking text and putting text into the page, pasting it, typing it is what's going to activate it. It doesn't work with attachments or images per se with text in the image. It has to be copy and pasted in there. So that's a look. You can scroll down and see everything I demonstrated here as well. But I wanted to pull up the live view for you to see. Let's go on to our next feature, which is the sample. So right here, I have taken a text. We have access to the Adobe Creative Cloud. If you're unaware of that, if we go into Wake Connect, and if we scroll down to, let's let this load for a second, and we come to right over here, Toolkits and Supports. If you want to get the Adobe Acrobat DC, the actual editor, a pro version, this is how you download the software. And what I did is I got a PDF and I extracted only the text out of it, because there was a lot of images and it could be charts, and like when you try to just bring something in from a PDF like that, it can get really kind of wonky. So I extracted text only. I did have to do a little bit of editing to it. You can see here I didn't finish to show you how some of it came in. So that's where you would want to kind of just use backspace to touch that up. Make sure everything is the way you want it, but then you have an entire text that Immersive Reader, when you engage it, is going to go ahead and read that to the students. And they can scroll right down to where they want to and have it read to them. So that's another look at a sample of Immersive Reader. You can turn that on and test that if you'd like. Let's advance to our next feature, and discussions. So if you like Flipgrid, or Flip is what we call it now, not to say this is a replacement for it. If you want to use Flip, keep using Flip. This is something that is similar in a sense that if you create a discussion and you enable students to respond with a variety of media, they have various options. They can attach files, they can type, they can insert videos, they can record microphone only if they don't want the video. They can use their webcam. They can insert studio videos. Talk about studio later. So a lot of engagement there and ways to use video responses, kind of like Flip in a discussion. Not to say you have to use video. Let's go ahead and do a quick temperature check. So you can test some of these features. How are you feeling about the upcoming transition to Canvas? What are you excited for? And you're going to hit reply. And when you hit reply, you can type in here. You can attach something if you want. If you like to go to record media, just select the upload record media. You would record here, and my webcam is going to pop on, which I'm going to turn off here. So I scroll down here to webcam. I enable no video, and now I just have an audio recording. I'm going to go ahead and click start, let that count down. I'm recording my audio response to the prompt. I hit finish when I'm done. I can listen to it. I can name it down here, and I'm going to save that media. I could have started over as well, and that has popped right in there for me. Takes a second to process. And if you're really advanced, you can notice down here, there is this code view. You can actually edit that code. I like to increase the width of mine to make it look a little bit different, and I decrease my height here. This is nothing you have to do at all. This is just, I'm showing you the power of a page, and see, I've just now changed the width and height of that player. I'm gonna actually delete that once it loads here. I'm not gonna use it, so let me go ahead and exit out of that. But you can see here, others are replied in text format. There's an audio recording, And let's see if anyone was brave enough to do video. Yeah, videos. There we go. We got one brave soul. So experiment with that, and that's going to be your demo of a discussion. Let me go ahead and get back to where I was. Okay, so let's look at Studio. Creating interactive videos. When I work with staff on Studio, it's usually an hour-and-a-half presentation. This is going to be about a minute kind of look at it. Basically, Studio is on the left side. If you come over here to your global navigation and you scroll down to Studio right here, you click on it. And if you open it, it's basically a video library. You can record with Studio. You can record your screen, your webcam. You can also bring in YouTube videos and build your library out. You can add questions to videos, annotations. You can see data on who's seen the video and how much. It will send the quiz results from the quizzes you make with it to your grade book. And again, that's just a brief, like, here's what Studio is. It's a whole other training that we want to get into at the moment. We don't want to overwhelm you, but just realize that's there. Click on Studio if you want to play around with it. All right. Now, as far as the interactive quiz sample, here you can see if I click on this here, here's a video that we've made, and you can see here where the questions are. The video will stop where those questions are, and you will respond and answer the questions. And at the end of it, you would submit it. And you can see here that you're going to see, as a staff member, the views and who's watched it, how much. You can see here we have 4%, 40%, 12%, just to give you an insight into some of the features of Studio. Now let's go ahead and look at quizzes. One of my favorite features is building out new quizzes. There you can see the variety of types. All of these are auto-graded except for these two in red, so it's going to do a lot of automation for you. If you really want to use video with open-ended questions, then you can actually use quizzes and put YouTube videos into quizzes using the stimulus feature right here. It splits the screen in two, and your video will be on the left and your questions on the right as they go through it. You also have rubrics available. Here's some screenshots and examples of a rubric for you to look at. Very easy to use. We just made a Canvas chat on rubrics and spoke to some students, and they also find it very helpful to have a rubric for them. You can align your outcomes, your specific standards to each item, so that way when you get results, it's not just what they scored a 70% on the assessment, but we can say, oh, look, we're looking at this specific standard, and this is what we can look at in our data to help students improve in their performance. Okay, so let's go on to the next one, and adding audio to pages. So you can see here, this is what we call the content-rich media editor. And when you click on this media button, you can upload or record media. Here you can select video. You can also just have audio only if you want to record audio with just by itself, which I demonstrated earlier. And there are some other features. You can annotate things like that. Let's go ahead and go to our next feature, giving audio and video feedback. So in SpeedGrader, which is something that you'll get used to and find helpful, is that you can provide text feedback. You can provide voice to text feedback. You can right here, you basically speech to text. It works very well. I've had to edit that very few. If you just want to speak your response, it'll transcribe it for you. And of course, video feedback, audio feedback. You can type. There's emojis. Students can reply. It's kind of like having chat on. So again, we've said that pages are powerful in the sense that you can do so much more with them, and having them, getting used to using them. Immersive Reader was one example, but code and embedding. So we can embed content into our Canvas pages and keep our students inside of our site or our Canvas course, same thing with Studio, bringing YouTube videos in disables the ads, and it keeps students inside of Canvas, and it doesn't take them externally, right? So here's a couple of samples. Right here, if you're looking at the page here, we can add hyperlinks. So if I click on this, it'll link to what I want it to. I can add an image and make the image be a link. I can also just embed directly what I want them to have right into the page. So instead of them going out by clicking this link to this presentation or this button to this presentation, I just put the presentation into the Canvas page. They can navigate through it. They can always just click on this if they wanted to go to the full Google Slide presentation, or it stays right in here and they can navigate using the navigation here. And that's a look at if you want to embed Google Docs, Sheets, and presentations. Forms would have to be done a different way, and we can talk about that in detail later on. Annotating feature is available for PDFs, right? So you have to attach a PDF. You may have some PDFs, but basically here's a sample. Students you can see they can draw on it and annotate on it. They can insert text. We have a sample for you. It's the best way to learn how to use it. Let's go ahead and just go to next. And here is your sample. If I go to student view, let this load. And here is my PDF. I strongly recommend that right here you enter full screen. I'm not going to do it because then you'll lose sight of what I'm working on. But if you're working with it, I've found for myself that's the best experience as far as seeing it, but you don't have to. Let's start from the left. You can download here. You can navigate through the various pages right here. You can zoom in, of course, full screen. Here's your selector or cursor. Right here is point annotation. So if I come in here and I want to make an annotation on this very specific point right here, I just drop that and then leave my comment. And then you have, of course, your highlighter here. You have your insert text box. So let's say you had an open-ended question. There's none here at the moment that I can find. But let's just say you want them to add text right into here. Then we can go ahead and just add text into various areas. And you can also take that and move that if you need to and adjust it, delete it if you need to as well. Strike through and, of course, free draw. And you have area annotation as well, where you can just go ahead and crop a whole area and make an annotation based on that. So let's just say right here, I made an annotation there, and over here it pops up for that whole area. So that's a quick look at the annotation. You give it a try, play with it. And when students are done, they would hit submit. Let me leave student view. Okay, Commons resources. Commons is available on the left, global navigation. It's right here. And I'll just show you what it looks like real quick. It's basically a library that you can find courses, modules, pages, all sorts of things. So let's just say that maybe I'm looking for, I want to do a lesson on colonies. Right? See how there's no results found? If I go to filter, if I turn off the Wake County filter, then you're going to vet what you find. So you'd have to look at what's here before you use it. You can see I can find quizzes, assignments, modules. Let's say I wanted to search just for a whole grade, right? 5th grade. Bam, here's a whole entire course, 5th grade. You can share your courses. You can share your content. You can pull all this in. But you'd want to, of course, review it and make sure it's something that you want to use first. You can take a look at it. You can see everything that comes with it, that type of thing. Here's some details. So that's a look at Commons. Let me get back into my course here. And if you ever do get kind of lost, just always come back home and you can go right into the course you were at and pick up where you left off. Additional Canvas support, if you need anything, there's some Kite courses. We, of course, Wake Connect. We have all of our Canvas learning opportunities. In this course, I have them all linked. You can reach out to me, your Canvas crew. There's just so many ways to get support. and you can find support in the format that you feel most comfortable with. And then lastly, Mastery Pass, which is really kind of just to end it. You can say that students can be put on a path depending on results of a graded quiz or assignment or discussion. So depending on how they scored would send them on a different path that you choose and build out for them. So it's kind of something that does take a little bit of training to set up. This is some screenshots of what it looks like. You can determine the thresholds of what the score is that would send them on a specific path, but it does have some really advanced capabilities that we didn't have in other LMSs that we utilized. So I just want to wrap up with saying that that's a quick look at the fun and functional features of Canvas. I know that's a lot of content, a lot of information. It wasn't a training, just a quick demo. Hopefully you got in there, clicked around. Your Canvas crew is available to support you. A lot of Canvas crews delegate to us how we can be a support. You can contact me at any time if you want to text me, call me, you want to have a video meeting, you want to meet in person, you want to work one-on-one as a group, grade level, however you need support, you just need to reach out and it'll be provided for you. So hopefully you were a little bit excited about the Canvas implementation and the move over to it. Now you've seen some features, and we want you to be successful in your implementation. That's why we're just scheduling this kind of slower launch. The first 2 courses, the content that's in there is what you want to be able to do by the start of next year. Maybe have some content already built out in your course. In this course that you've been invited to, the Southwestern Area course, there you can see that I've already boot camped and I have everything you need to know in there if you want to go through those. Use the district resources in person. But with that, I'll leave you to it. Go ahead and begin your journey. Thanks again.